Yeah. Um, Today I'm here to talk a little bit about finger drum. And it's supposed to be like the opener for like a discussion round that was planned and the battle later on. So to introduce of you people that maybe not know what finger drumming is, I was supposed to talk a little bit about it and introduce you to the art form pretty much. So we're having a discussion round tomorrow, so there goes my plan. But yeah, what is finger drumming? Finger drumming is like the extroverted and expressive way of electronic music performance. It's like where people obviously push pads and play drum machines and to perform their music instead of like using sequences and the regular stuff. So the performer triggers all his safe-made samples, or you can remix sounds, you can do whatever. And while manipulating the sounds or while moving your hands, you bring this stuff to life. It's pretty close to turntablism from my point of view, because you take simple sounds with the movement of your hands, you are able to bring that stuff to life, to make music actually. Can we lower the mic a little bit? It's like I'm getting a little bit feedback here. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to like explain, because I need to like reach out really way to the past, like where sampling all started with like tape machines and all that stuff. But I think this is going too far. Like where it really started, from my perspective, is when the machines started to become capable of performing sets. Because like back then, you had the MPC-60, for instance, was a sampler with one of the first samplers with drum pads that you could trigger, but it had like 1 megabyte of RAM, so it's kind of obvious that you're not able to play a whole live set with it. You have a drum kit on there or something like that, and then it's over. So I think when you get into the 32 megabytes or something like that, you are able to make a bunch of beats and then perform them. And the downside of it was you had to load all that stuff, so you had to bring 2 machines, you know, and then they're like bulky and heavy and stuff. So yeah, the technology had to advance kind of to make all this possible. Back then, I think like in around 2000, like the first real proper MPC show was at a DJ Shadow concert. I don't know if y'all guys see it, check it out, it's amazing stuff. But that was really, I think it was the first real performance of like sample music and live beats. And it went on to like Gel from Anticon is another pioneer, Da Vinci from Soliloquist of Sounds for Florida. He's an amazing performer. And he used to like play 3 MPCs. I don't know if y'all seen the stuff. Look it up. It's crazy. Like he's playing 2 MPC 2000 XL, one with his right hand, one with his left hand, and one with his face. So it's like he's really he's doing impressive stuff. And yeah, so more and more finger drummers appeared on stages. RJD2 did a set as Mr. Buttons. Was also very interesting. I was flashed when I saw it. I was like spending lots of time in the studio producing people, and yeah, when I saw this the first time, like somebody's like playing the pads, I was so amazed. I was like, okay, I really want to learn this. And it has a steep like learning curve, but it's quite rewarding when you consider what you're able to, what you get out of it. You know, so I used to like when I take me as an example, I spent so much time inside of a studio and you know, worked on productions and all that stuff. And when I learned finger drumming, like it really changed my life. It changed my whole world of making music, of the way I wrap my head around it, the people that I work with. And yeah, it's also the reason why I'm here. Like I used to be here as a guest, and I was here pretty much for the session that is happening later on. So if I don't know if you've been here like last year or the year before, you probably like catch me over there and like go ham with all those crazy super mutant music monsters that are running around here. And it's an honor that I can stand here and talk a little bit about what I do before I perform it a little bit for y'all. because I think it's an amazing event, and I think today is the first, I'm not sure, it should be the first, right? I think it's the first finger drumming battle that we have in this country, and maybe even Europe. I don't know if anybody heard something else, but yeah? It's not the first? I'm not sure. Okay. They did something in Russian? Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, crazy. Okay, except, but it's very rare, you know. And for me, it's something. It's awesome to see that so many people. Like we try to gather people to get participants for the competition today, and we found so many people and so many like super creative and super talented people that are doing this. So I see this whole like movement or like this art form grow. And that's a beautiful thing to me. So, because like when I started out like 8 years ago, it was super hard to explain to a promoter or like people that made events and stuff what I'm doing. It's like, okay, you have a beat corner, I want to come by and kind of drop beats and stuff. Yeah, what you doing? It's like, yeah, I'm playing my MPC and I push buttons and I play pads and stuff. And they really didn't get it, you know. No matter where I asked, even this, if it was in Berlin or if it is in Hamburg, Amsterdam, where all the places, they never heard of it. And it was amazing because, like, to us finger drummers, like for me, it was like the most natural thing. So it's like, yeah, that's what these pads are there for. That was my perspective. And so I was really, I was shocked a little bit about the unawareness that this art form actually exists. And yeah, so time went on. I played like lots of shows and learned a lot from it, and like giving workshops, and then as Arno mentioned before, like talking to people and like receive questions and stuff. This is really it's really helpful because like you're part of something new. Nobody is doing stuff before, so it's really hard to find people. They have a different thought on it or have something to add to it, you know. So I'm super glad that all those people showed up from London, we have people from Italy here, from all over the place. They really came here and connect. Chile, you know, it's amazing, you know. I'm really happy to see this happening. Yeah, as I mentioned, like get back to the subject a little bit. Yeah, the machines were like not as advanced like 15 years ago, but yeah, things change obviously. So it's like you have a wide range of products now that gives you the ability to actually finger drum. Yeah, I have to mention on the side, sampling. I mean, okay, under the word, but it's still better than finger drumming because actually it's not really. The term is a little bit irritating because it's really not drumming. You know, it's my perspective. It's not like you try to simulate a drum kit, like you're playing beats with your hands. It's a different thing. But I mentioned this on the side. Okay, whatever. It's yeah. You have several different tools, from pad controllers to dedicated controllers, hybrid platforms, standalone platforms, everything you want to do. And yeah, you can get one and just like put sounds together and start learning to play them, and you're in the game pretty much. That's about it. The good things about yeah, the advantages that it brings is like, especially when you work with bands or if you like start getting on stage and perform with people, there's no MIDI clock, there's not a host-slave situation, nothing like that. So it's like really, you can look at the drummer or look at the bassist, whatever, and you have this quite normal in bands like with real instruments, or like the synergies like between people, and it's really gives you more freedom. And in the end of it all, it gives you more freedom to be able to play with more people. They don't have to follow your speed of your sequence or whatever you're running. When you're just firing clips, of course you can change the tempo and everything, but in the end, everybody has to follow this clock. And playing that stuff live gives you the opportunity to adapt in all kinds of environments to perform at. For me, it's like also a very immersive thing. I try to. It's pretty hard to shoot out from the hip. I don't know what you call it, like, and to get in the zone. But I'm trying to show what it's like, because it has a lot to do with letting go from my point of view. It's like a thing of, you know, when you like, I think the scratch DJs have the same thought. If you're playing an instrument or something, like when you reach the point, then you just flow. You don't think. It's just you're just expressing yourself, and it's a very it kind of tightened my my connection with my own music. So it's like, because you're so involved with everything, when you stop moving, the music stops. So it's like you're really into it, and I don't know. It can really put you in a trance if you play. If you grind hard enough, you know, like, and it's a beautiful thing, and you should do it. It's awesome. And yeah, I'm sorry, like I had to like, yeah, I feel a little bit ashamed because I have all the people that came before me, like they had so great presentations, and I'm like really not the type of guy. Usually I'm, as I said, I like to be back there and just like push buttons and shit, so it's not really my type of thing to stand here and explain things like this. And we're supposed to have a discussion round, which is actually happening tomorrow, so it's like not an introduction anymore, so yeah, I hope you don't mind. Yeah, but so far so good. This is like, this is practically what finger drumming is. It's like, yeah, using your hands, playing beats. And yeah, it's awesome to see it in the current state, and I think it's getting bigger and bigger. And yeah, there's nothing more to say about this. I would like to like perform a little bit for you. I warn you, it's like really not mass compatible music or something. It's just some stuff. And yeah, and I think that's it for me. And I would just like push some buttons and entertain you that way. So cool? Okay.
wait. So, I got last one question. What type of backpack is it? You're from out of space. You just want to go to the universe, like boo. Okay, it's a rocket ship. Yeah.
As I said, it's a lot about immersion and stuff. You know, like you saw my performance just now. Like in the beginning, I was really fucking up. I don't know if you noticed. You didn't notice? That's good. But sorry. And but it takes a while until you get into it. You know, and then you drift away, and then it's going from there pretty much automatically. And this thing is what you call a tactile bass subwoofer. It's not practically a subwoofer, but it transports deep frequencies through the bone structure. So because you know real bass, you cannot hear real bass, you can feel real bass, you know? So because our ears are not capturing it. So it's to get myself more immersed into this whole drumming going nuts process. I put on this backpack, and it gives me all the deep frequencies, like right in the back. It's really it's a good product. You can check it out though. But to answer your question, yeah, I'm out, guys. See you at the A. If anybody's feeling like jamming and shit, like we're going nuts all night over there, you know. So it's a lot of beautiful people, a lot of like super talented musicians out here, you know. And yeah, join us and let's get ill.